So I keeping the lights off, or didn't turn on the lights because this one's just easier to relate in the dark. So to live by the Spirit, what does that mean to me? Uh, to me, it means carrying out with your body the tenets of the spiritual. What that is different from person to person. The words are different, but not the thing itself. So we can use harmony, beauty, serenity, elegance, and these are all things that relate that are female, without exception, because the female is kind of like emblematic of the spirit, because being small, they're incapable of the physical exertions of men. Um, but it just goes from great to small in any order. So to sum it up in as succinctly as I possibly can, those words in English would be honesty, kindness, forbearance, and to me, they came from Chinese, the Chinese language, and so in Chinese, these would be Zhen Shan Ren. Chinese being a broader written expression than Western languages. To a Western equivalent, each character, which in our language is a word, is more like a concept. Zhen being truth, truthfulness, honesty, authenticity, the real thing. Shan, kindness, compassion, goodness, good, friendship, kindliness. And Ren being forbearance, endurance, tolerance, perseverance, steadfastness, determination, patience. Now, the greatest being the creator, this in my mind, the way I understand it, would not have male or female characteristics. Uh, he would appear in the human world as the embodiment of all these things, so there would be nothing lacking in his capabilities, neither physically nor through the uh, kind of kindness aspect, in the immaterial kindness aspect, and so on. So it's completely within each and every single one of us, all the same. Yeah. The modern world is kind of an amalgamation of everything that suppresses all those things, everything that is dead and lifeless and without meaning or substance. And so the more precious something is, the more intangible it is, the more it is suppressed by the modern mindset. The less value it has in such a mindset, and the more it is eradicated from existence. Honesty, kind, and again, we can just use those three words or whatever words, but they're all the same thing. In Chinese, that character is fa, which English word is law. That amalgamation of the modern mindset came about when sentient beings turned away from the creator and from the law, or the fa, that brings everything together, creates everything. Mm-hmm. So as somebody who came to practice this Chinese practice, which introduced these words to me, I understood it through the modern concepts. So to me, kindness was just, touchy-feely, fuzzy, warm fuzzy. and everything kind of stemmed from that, because truly kindness, good, that's kind of the crux, the center, the substance of everything, of it all. Everything else being extensions of it, but itself, everything contains everything within itself. It's the same thing, it's the same law. And so I tried to be touchy-feely, warm, fuzzy, whatever, maybe sensitive, not sensitive, but that's how it comes out. And I saw that it was completely going the opposite direction of everything that I aspired to. Completely, 100%, 180 degrees, complete in opposition. I didn't know anything else, but I did know that there is such a thing as manhood, if you're a man, womanhood if you're a woman, and it's all the same. And in my part, being a man, there's strength and determination, but then the female, what we just refer to as female, it's not that in it by itself, but just as a matter of speech, the female grace and, ability to comprehend subliminally or intangibly, all those things as well were the real essence of it all, not the made up stimulants, really, that are just there to sell you or trick you into the opposite. But having that as a concept and the experienced lived reality of this life, there's a gap between the two. And so, the experienced lived reality of this life that I've led here in this place has been that, masculinity, strength, forcefulness, and the other stuff is just kind of vague and abstract, but it's there. It's all definitely there. The essence of it, the fight, it can't go away because, and so, yeah, you just, do the best you can with what you have. Definitely, I did not lack for, bravery, courage, ability to act. I never had that issue as a person in this life, in this time space, and here and now, this existence that I've lived for my 40 years or whatever, what have you. I had other issues, but it's all just superficial. It's all, the same. All beings are exactly the same, and they're just, independent. Each is completely an independent being, and there's countless of them. So, yeah, there's, strengths to draw on and weaknesses to get past, to compensate, to fulfill, or fill up. And it's the same for everybody, because everybody is, completely an individual. Now, relating to the so-called masses, or as the owners of the stockbroker firm where worked on called sheep or cattle, relating to these populations or masses or whatever, it's somewhat difficult because they're completely numb and muted, and they're not there. Their human nature is completely cemented over 100%, and it's just automatons, and there's nothing really there to go on. But the law is the law, the fa is the fa, and it is what creates everything in perpetuity. So if I or you or whoever can exhibit those qualities in themselves, everything changes. Everything changes, and it's already changed before anything physical even takes place. It's just in the mind.